Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're watching and reacting to Borussia Dortmund versus CF Monterrey, the FIFA Club World Cup 2025 round of 16, the final match of the round of 16. We will know at the end of the night who our final 8 in this tournament will be. We will know that very, very, very soon. And it's going to be a fun one. Monterrey, Borussia Dortmund, Mexico, or Germany. One of them will have a team in the final 8. How we doing, Mile High? Borussia Dortmund contra CF Monterrey, la FIFA Mundial de Clubes. FIFA Mundial de Clubes, octavos de final. Should be interesting. UEFA or CONCACAF, who will get the final spot? There are still multiple UEFA teams left in this tournament. Monterrey is the last CONCACAF team left. Can they stay alive for another round? Starting 11s for Dortmund and Monterrey, of course. Dortmund, we have Gregor Kobel in goal. The back three of Sula. We have Waldemar Anton and Rami Benzenbeini. The midfield four of Daniel Svensson, Pascal Gross, Felix, and Julian Ryerson. The midfield, the attacking three, Joe Bellingham, Serhu Girashi, and Karim Adeyemi. For Monterrey, in goal, we have Esteban Andrada. The back four of Eric Aguirre, John Medina. I always do that one too. Sergio Ramos, Gerardo Arteaga. The midfield three of Sergio Canales. We have Jorge Rodriguez, Nelson de Osa, and the front three of Tecatito Corona, Herman Berterame, and Oliver Torres for Monterrey. Happy Canada Day, Dylan. Best of luck to your Dortmund, but again, I got to back CONCACAF. Nothing personal, but be nice to see a CONCACAF team make the quarterfinals. And it's possible, too. It's not like they're playing a team where it's going to be hard or harder. This one's realistic, is what I'm saying. I mean, Dortmund has lacked this tournament against teams who are not German or not European. I mean, Fluminense, that game was tight. The game was tied against Ulsan and even against, we all want Monterrey, except for Dylan, yeah. I would say, yeah. But I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to be mad if Dortmund wins. I'll be happy for them. I'm not saying I was going to be mad, but come on, CONCACAF, don't get embarrassed. Yeah, that is pretty surprising. Come on, Toronto. You didn't get Marchand. Come on, Toronto. Speaking of, how quiet. They've been quiet. Speaking of, they've been really quiet. I mean, besides Wah and some smaller signings, they've been really quiet. Starting 11, Kobel for Dortmund. The midfield, the back three of Benzenbeini, Anton, and Sula. Svensson, Gross, Felix, Ryerson, Adeyemi, Girashi, Joe Bellingham for Dortmund. No, I don't think so at this point, no. One, Leverkusen actually won a title. Second of all, I think it was really just Xabi. Starting 11, Andrada for Monterrey. The back four of Arteaga, Ramos, Medina, Aguirre, Jorge Rodriguez, Canales de Osa. Up top, Torres, Berterame, Tecatito, Corona for Monterrey. But no, I really think that was just Xabi, to be fair. It's kind of like how nobody wanted Mercedes. Well, you don't watch F1, so I can't. Either way, it's kind of like how I used. Screw it. I'll say it anyway. It's kind of like how I wanted Max Verstappen to win back in 2021 and 22 when Mercedes and Red Bull were right on it. Well, really 2021, because Ferrari had a chance in 22 and they bottled it. So actually, no. But either way, 2021, I was because when somebody dominates, you're tired of it. But then again, I'm a Patriots fan too. So either way, yeah, I know. Either way, Leverkusen was the one who actually won the title. So I think that's why. Also, Xabi. Either way, I think now that Xabi's gone, no. It'll probably just go back to normal. Probably. Canada celebrating Canada Day. Somalia celebrating Independence Day. Oh, that's cool. That's lovely. Happy Independence Day to Somalia. Well, that makes sense. They got more to do. Of course. Yeah, he's a good player. He's a very good player. But no, I still think Tecatito, because he tried to go play in Europe, that's why. Which is better than playing his whole career in Mexico. Then he came back, but I'd still say for the national team, he was somewhat of a star, at least personality-wise. Like recognition-wise, yeah, but player-wise, maybe not, but either way. And we are off. Monterrey kicks off wearing their white, Dortmund wearing the black and yellow for the last spot quarterfinal on Friday. On Friday and Saturday, yes. He was. I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm just saying solid player. 26 seconds in, 0-0, Zeroh. The final game of the round of 16. The winner plays Real Madrid, which is a winnable game, I would say, for, well, if Monterrey, either way, it could be. Well, nobody thought Juve had beat them, and it was close. So, hey, maybe even if Dortmund beats Monterrey, they might have a chance. Will we get another upset? The past couple of days have been filled with upsets. One that I crashed out over, but Club World Cup-wise, I've not crashed out over any of them. Yeah, that's the sad part, though. Solid player, but no, he doesn't. Here's the thing about Ajimong. He's a solid player, and I think he will be good at some point for the national team. He just needs more time to grow. He is a good player, and I don't understand why people. He does have a good raw talent that can be found. And there's European teams who want him already, so I think the fans who are mad at Ajimong are just looking for a scapegoat to be mad at during the Gold Cup and during the June window, the friendlies. But Malik Tillman, he's playing well, and he's done well with Ajimong. Ajimong is a good player. He's a good player. I think people are being too harsh on him. And it's not like he's been... If Damian Downs was getting a lot of love, people were like, well, he should be getting a chance. And they were hating on Ajimong, I'd be like, okay, maybe it's more realistic. I don't. But... well, it's possible. Ah, crap. Didn't I put Job on the thumbnail for this game? Shit. Also put Jude on the thumbnail for the Real Madrid game. So, well, can't do that if they play each other. I normally don't put the same player on the thumbnail 2 times in a row. For a while, I should say. The live thumbnail, at least. Well, he's been playing well, so it's not like he's been wrong. Here's a chance it's out for corner for Dortmund. Early corner for Dortmund. Really good chance there, but Adeyemi gets held up by Arteaga, which that's honestly, well, that's good. Because that's what football is. Sometimes you get a lot of upsets, sometimes you don't. Exactly. I mean, it's better than Turkey. Like, I don't like Juve, but it's better than Turkey. Cross in. Clear the damn ball. That should be a foul the other way, yeah. Torres taken out at the legs. I don't like it, but it's better than Turkey. Maybe people didn't exactly want him to go to Juve. Well, I wouldn't have, but free kick. Turkey is a bad pick, though, so I'm glad that it's just Juventus. Goal kick. Oh, no, throw in now. Throw in. That was a bounce. That was a bounce pass. Well, okay. That's interesting. Six minutes in. Who thinks qualifies for the World Cup at CONCACAF? Well, of course, we have Canada, Mexico, USA. Of course, we know that. Looking at the draw post-Gold Cup, which sometimes you probably shouldn't make your bets on that. I learned my lesson in 2017. I'm like, well, the USA won the Gold Cup. Of course they'll make their way back. No, they didn't. All right. Group A. For me, even though I think Guatemala is going to finish second and Suriname's going to finish above El Salvador, I still think Panama gets the top of the group spot. So Panama, Guatemala might have a chance, but I still go Panama. Guatemala hopefully gets a playoff spot. Group B, it wouldn't shock me if Curacao or Trinidad knocked off Jamaica, but I still think Jamaica does enough to win the group. Group B is easy enough for Jamaica to win, even with their problems. Group C, for me, Honduras. Well, no. Actually, no, Costa Rica, my bad. I got Costa Rica, Honduras second, Haiti third. So the two teams that make the playoffs, so the teams that don't make it, I got Panama, Jamaica, Costa Rica. The teams that I think will make the playoff, I think Honduras and Guatemala will make the playoff. Corner for Monterrey. It's my opinion. I don't think Group B will have a playoff team. With how bad El Salvador is and how bad or how much better I think Guatemala is than El Salvador and Suriname, I think Guatemala probably will. Yeah, Dortmund's about to get CONCACAF'd. Cross in, header. Dortmund's about to get CONCACAF'd. They're falling into it horribly. Cross in. That's going to go out. Saved. Or no, it actually went all the way back to Kobel. I feel like Dortmund's like playing into the CONCACAFing dumbly enough. Dumbly enough, I think they're playing into it, which you just can't do that. Player got pulled down the box. Tecatito's cross just got deflected away and just above. 8 minutes in. Dortmund's trying to, like, they think they should play the way that Monterrey is. They're trying to get CONCACAF'd. I don't think I've seen that before. Like, I've seen teams get CONCACAF'd. I don't think I've seen a team openly be like, yeah, no, we want to get CONCACAF'd. I don't think I've ever seen that before. You shouldn't be doing that. It doesn't end well. Cross in, headed away. Like, getting CONCACAF just because you got CONCACAF is one thing. Getting CONCACAF because you asked for it's another. Would you love to see the Canadian hockey team win the gold medal match of the Olympics? Is the Pope Catholic? Like, I've seen it happen before, yeah. I'm not that young. Well, what, do you think I was born yesterday? But I've seen them won the golden goal with Crosby. 2014. Yeah. Basically, I've seen them do it with NHL players, and they'll probably do it again. But yeah, no, I want to see them win the Olympics next year. Of course. Why wouldn't I? I might try to cover that Canada-Italy hockey game, though, because they're in the same group. Canada would win, but, you know, just for the craziness of it being a thing. Oh, they put Job on the back of Bellingham's shirt. Okay. Ball crossed in. That's out for corner. I know there's agents. That's what I know. I'm not well versed on how it works. Like, I know there's agencies and agents, but in any sport, really, I mean, '11th minute. Shot saved by Coble. Monterrey's pushing for it. Mo Omar signed with the agency where all the players they represent play in Europe, such as Mason Holgate. Well, that's good. So he's going to try to get to Europe. I don't know how high, but, well, again, he could probably get League One, low championship, or something of that ilk. But again, it's probably the agency that's put the Jamaican players into, like, League One and such, you know? Like, there's a lot of Jamaican players that played for Jamaica, and also the islands in general that are in League Two, League One, and Championship. So yeah, it's probably like something like that. I would guess. So I think that's a good pick. Yeah. Dortmund's defender Benson Bani got calf during the 2022 World Cup qualifiers, Algeria versus Cameroon. So similar to being CONCACAF, but in Africa. Dortmund corner. Svensson with a cross. Header. Monterrey. Why are you pulling? Just get into the challenge, man. Just get the ball. Bertarame, what are you doing? He was running around like... Yeah. I could see it, though. But yeah, I mean, if you want to play in Europe, you probably should be part of an agency that has most of their players, if not all of them, in Europe. So, understandable. Especially if they deal on bringing CONCACAF players from, like, the Caribbean into Europe. Cross in. I mean, they better be. I mean, that's what they should be, but I don't know. I mean, like, finally cutting their losses. Yeah, that's kind of like moving like a big club. Yeah, I'll agree with that. Girashi! Goal! Goal! 1-0 for Dortmund. In behind, and Dortmund score. Serhu Girashi. Good goal. What was that defending? CONCACAF defending. Adiemi with a nice side foot pass. Girashi. Boom. Nice finish. You said he would score, Dylan. You said he would score, and he did. And I don't know what Andrade was doing there either. Like, he just said, screw it, I'm going to dive. Wrong way. MLS defending. Yeah, it's still CONCACAF defending, but okay, fine. That was 14th minute for Girashi. Adeyemi assist. 1-0 Dortmund. The upset may be dead. I knew Dortmund is dominant. Well, they only have a 2% higher possession rate over Monterrey, 52-48. They were about to get CONCACAF'd, and well, yeah, I would have to agree. I would have to agree with that. Well, yeah, no, I still have to put this back up for the Mexico game, yeah. So what, 500, 4 out of 8 on my round of 16 predictions if this holds? No CONCACAF teams left if this holds. Ah, crap. Dude, Al Hilal can beat Man City, but Dortmund can't lose. Okay. Knockout stage, yes. Like, I'll be watching it, but covering it, probably the knockout stage, considering how it's, what's the word? Situated. Because I want at least a little bit of a break when it comes to, like, going into the next season. But we'll see what happens. Dortmund's a feeder club. Yeah, but they're pretty strong no matter what. Playing forward. Monterrey. Tecatito. 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 Cross. Oh, off the post. No! Rebound doesn't end up going in. They couldn't handle it. Save for Kobel. Yeah, but I know the knockout stage is in January, so shot, save. True. Save by Kobel. That's part of the reason why I take a break, but that's like the only time I can. Personally, why I split the seasons the way I do is because, like, around Christmas and New Year, that's the only time I really could take a break. But I can't take too long of a break because if I do, then it's going to be hard to really get back into the algorithm. So it's basically a New Year's Christmas break, you know, kind of like a 2-week school Christmas break, you know. And then, of course, the reels and stuff. But, you know, all that, right? I mean, to the point where I would say not as much as I am a fan of Toronto or Canada or the Leafs. Like, I'm a Chelsea fan, but I'd say I support them. But if they played TFC, I'd straight up TFC. There's no question. If Chelsea played Forge, I'd probably be wearing a Forge jersey. If Chelsea were playing a friendly against Canada for some reason, I'd be wearing a Canada jersey. If they were playing St. Louis City SC, I don't know what I'd be doing, frankly. I really don't know. If Chelsea played a friendly against Louisville City, I'd probably be rooting for Louisville City just for the vibes. Probably. So I guess maybe St. Louis for the vibes, yeah. But either way, hey, when TFC 2 played the Chelsea U21s, I rooted for TFC 2. So CONCACAF, my CONCACAF clubs and countries come before Chelsea. I'd say I'm more of a fan of Italy than Chelsea too. So I'd say when it comes down to it, Chelsea's probably, I don't know, maybe Japan. I don't know. They're right with Japan. I'll say that. Like, I'm a fan, and I support them, but there are ways I wouldn't root for them. Like when Canada played Japan. There you go. Playing forward. Shot saved by Coble. How can you be that close and it just got saved? Offside anyway. Didn't matter. No. My favorite candy bar is a Kit Kat. I've had all dressed chips, though. I've had Ruffles all dressed chips, though. Those are really good. I like them. Had ketchup chips, too. Good. All dressed is better, though. Might be an unpopular opinion, but all dressed Ruffles are better, though. That might be unpopular, but has a little bit of a tangy taste, a relishy taste, you know? A little bit sour with the tomato and the barbecue type notes, you know? There's a little bit more of a depth of flavor to it, you know? A little bit more. So. Yeah, but Al Hilal beat Man City. Dortmund's not Man City. Yeah, PSG beat Miami, but who thought that wasn't going to happen? I hope he does better. 20th minute, 1-0. Dortmund and PSG are different. Exactly, that's my point. Monterrey's closer to Dortmund than PSG was to Miami. Also, Monterrey is closer to Dortmund than Man City was to Al Hilal. Look what Man City happened, or what happened to them. So, but yeah, no, all dressed chips are awesome. Ruffles all dressed chips, awesome. I'd say they're slightly better than ketchup chips, though. Unpopular opinion, but I like the depth of flavor a little bit more. They're a similar flavor, but there's more depth to it, like a little bit of tang, a little bit more. But all dressed chips are good. I still think they're slightly better. But I like a little bit of tang, sourness. I love dill relish. I love pickles. I like a little bit of kick, you know. S&V chips. Oh, well, that makes sense. Well, that makes sense why I like it so much. Well, that makes sense because, yeah, no, that second part, I really, especially the Tom's, like, take out the barbecue, especially the Tom's version. Yeah, I love that flavor. Like, I love the tang of it. Well, that totally makes sense. Of S&V, that totally makes sense. That totally makes sense now. Well, that just makes 100% of sense. Add the barbecue. Well, there you go. You know what? That kind of makes sense, though. You know, like, yeah, no, now that you say it, yeah. But barbecue is sort of ketchup because tomatoes is in barbecue, but you add a little bit of Worcestershire. Either way. But yeah, no, S&V, one of my favorite chip flavors, especially the Tom's version. Love it. That makes sense now. That makes sense now. Totally. Well, if that's the case, I see why I love all dressed Ruffles so much. Well, there you go. Shot, goal, goal. Girassi scores a second, and Monterrey is going to lose. Well, there they are. What is Andrada doing? Well, you said he sucked, and you're right. Really, fireworks? Really? Well, yeah, fair enough. The sun hadn't even completely gone down yet. I told you. And Girassi scores another goal. Ryerson blocks down Arteaga. Well, I can see that being taken away before the run of play. He dropped him. Adiemi with the ball. Plays at the top of the box. Girashi, boom, just takes the shot. He has blood. He has ice in his veins, I should say. Ice in his veins. They're good too. But again, I think you could buy the Toms off their website. Do that. Hell, I should do that too. They're very hard to find, especially out of the South. The more north you go, the harder they are to find. Probably just buy them off the internet. Either way, whole box. Trust me, you won't regret it. You take one bag, it'll take you depending on how big the bag is. If it's a bigger one, it's still not completely full. It's still like halfway. 2 days. That's what it does for me. 2 days. Max. I could probably finish it one day, but I try to savor them. The Toms one. I try to savor them because I only get 5 bags at a time. If I see them at the gas station, I just buy boom, 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 5 bags. And if I'm on a trip, I try to look everywhere, especially going from north to south or south to north. I try to see as many as I can get. If we normally it's really just one gas station, but if it's a couple, it's okay, 3 or 4 from one, 3 or 4 from another. Never really happens to where it's multiple, because if it was, and honestly on both ends, because damn it, if it was, really hope so. A couple of weeks from now, I really hope so. There's a couple. Either way. But yeah, I should just buy them off the internet, the Tom's ones. I really should. But yeah, if you buy a box of those, which I've done before, but it's been it was the Ridges ones. It's been 20 years, and it was 2008, so it's been about 17. Either way, good. They really just have the flats now. There's no Ridges anymore, which sucks, but which were better, but I don't know what it is. 2-0 Dortmund. Girassi with the second goal. 2-0. I've tried them all, though. Miss Vicky's is pretty good. They're still not Tom's, though. Lay's isn't Tom's either. And there was this other flavor I tried that, nah, that was the worst. It was not Miss Vicky's, though. It was some random new brand that I'd found. I don't know. What was it again? It was kettle cooked, too. That doesn't really. Either way. '24th minute. 10 minutes later. 2-0, 2-0. 2 horrible defensive mistakes by Monterrey. He is a baller. And Monterrey's got MLS defense tonight. Well, I mean, he is getting older. I honestly can't believe he made that mistake, honestly. Monterrey is getting owned at this point. Just don't get Miami'd. That would suck. CONCACAF is out, probably. Costco chicken bake. Boom, 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 boom. Covered bridge. I'll keep an eye on that one, too. Joe Bellingham's going to miss the next match off a yellow card. He can't play Jude. He won't play Jude. Damn it. Well, Joe just got a yellow card. He will not play. Excuse me. He will not play Jude. Damn it. Well, yeah. That's pretty. I mean, hell, Sonic has real food. DQ has real food. It's really just McDonald's. Wendy's is real food. Well, I don't really know about White Castle or Crystals, but, I don't really know about that. But same thing, just one's Southern, one's Northern. It's like Rallies and Checkers, right? Or Hardee's or Carl's Jr. Either way, that might not be, but I don't care. I love White Castle and Crystals. I love it. I can't. Those are good. I can't not, even if it's fake. I'm not sure. Shot save! Bertarame doesn't get there. I'm not sure. Cross in. I'm not too sure, you know? I'm not too sure if the patties are real. I'm not. But I don't care. They're good. Fries are real, though. Yep, sucks. This is going to be like Real Madrid versus Pachuca. Well, hey, at least. Well, yeah. I'd probably prefer the poutine, to be honest. 3 saves by Kobel. Yeah, if only Monterrey could have popped one in there. It's not like they've had their chances. They just couldn't pop it in there. Kobel's had a really good game. Definitely made this look worse than it is. That doesn't say much, but they got Melee just put Andrade as the start of the Club World Cup. What? Yeah, you're right. Maybe you were right. Write that down in your calendar because I've never said that before, and I don't know if I'll ever say that again. But Alex was right. Remember the day, July 1st, 2025. Ryan says Alex was right. Remember the day. Remember the day. You should have a party. Pop the champagne. Well, pop party favor things. I don't know. Go get a smoke device. You know, like one of those fireworks smoke device. You could find them, I'm sure. Set it off. Those party poppers, yeah, set those off. He was right. 31st minute. He was right. Okay, you were right there as well, but I didn't have the time to admit you were right because I was pissed off at Canada, but okay, fair enough. You were also right there. Shot wide. Fair enough. Almost hat-trick for Guirassy. Guirassy scored 2 goals for Dortmund off of 2 defensive mistakes by Monterrey, and he almost scored a third. Monterrey is looking idiotic. Oh, and Andrade is crap. I just realized Alex was right. Andrade is trash. He is trash. Are we really? They've lost finally. Could you shut up about it? Canada lost finally. You got what you wanted. Can you shut up about it? Well, yeah. KFC knows how to. KFC knows. I mean, technically, you could call the famous bowl of poutine, but it's chicken with cheese and corn and mashed potatoes. But yeah, you know, close. I mean, ironically enough, you could kind of say, you know, it has gravy, corn, which yeah, I'm good with that. Mashed potatoes, which is a potato. It's not fries, but it's a potato. There's cheese, and there's chicken. Shredded cheese and chicken. It's close. It's at least the redheaded cousin of poutine, a famous bowl, you know? So it counts, sort of, to me. Sort of. I didn't say completely, sort of. 33rd minute. If you think about it, kind of does work. I mean, honestly, I agree with that. Yeah. True. I'll tell you this. I will tell you this though. If I'm famous enough to have my own personal poutine, like NIL'd, you know, like a poutine that I put over NIL'd at some restaurant. Let me tell you, here's what's going to be. Tell me if this sounds good. Steak fries as the fries. A little bit of mashed potatoes in there because you can't go wrong with that. Fried cheese curds. Fried mozzarella cheese curds. So steak fries with the mashed potatoes in the middle, some fried mozzarella cheese curds, a little bit more shredded cheese. You pour on white country gravy, like chicken fried steak gravy. You know, like sausage gravy, you know, white. Maybe, depends, but like the white chicken fried steak gravy. Yeah. Something like that. But like steak fries, a little bit of mashed potatoes. We'll leave, yeah. Some shredded cheese with mozzarella fried cheese curds and country white gravy. Chicken fried steak gravy over the top of it. There's the Ryan poutine. There's the Pirates poutine. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, we'll go with that. Fries Supreme at Taco Bell's class in Canada. Master Predictor, you should do as I say. I'm not doing as you say. I don't want your advice. See, I don't want your advice. I didn't ask for it. See, I didn't ask for it. That's the thing. How's your teams ever going to win? Do I need to say it? Do I need to say it? I prefer chicken turkey gravy. The beef gravy poutine. There you go. Steak fries just sound better, like with the fact that they're more dense, you know, in my opinion. But, you know, 36-minute. I mean, it sucks Bernadeschi's gone. Like, Insigne needed to go. Let's just be real. He needed to go. But Bernadeschi going just, you know, I mean, it had to happen probably, but it hurts a little bit more because he actually cared. And he tried. And he was good-ish. He was good-ish. Insigne, he needed to go. Like, I'm not mad about that. But, like, getting rid of both, like, yeah, it's good to get rid of both DP spots and just start over. Fine. It does kind of suck. It's a little bit bittersweet to see Bernadeschi go, though. It's a little bit bittersweet. Insigne? Nah. Nah. I saw that one coming a mile away. Bernadeschi, that kind of shocked me, though. It was like, wow, really? It was like, okay, then. Oh, but here's the bad part. Guess who wants Bernadeschi? Bologna. Who owns Bologna? Right, Joey Saputo. Who else does he own? Yeah, CF Montreal. What? Like, leaving Toronto to sign with Bologna as a free agent kind of feels like a little bit of a stab in the back. It may not be the extreme version, but it's a little bit of a stab in the back. Let's be real. It's a little bit. Because you go from MLSE paying you to Joey Saputo. Well, Bernadeschi really loved playing against Montreal, so I could see why Saputo wants him at least from Bologna. I could see it, but that's a little bit of a stab in the back. A little bit. A little bit. I don't know how much you want to call it, but a little bit. Well, I've never been to Costco, so Sam's Club. Breakfast for dinner is good. I love it. Goal kick for Coble. I love it. It's beautiful. Their home kit. I love it. Adidas, turns out they are better than Nike. Turns out I can see why Nike's losing all these teams, except Canada for some reason. Adidas is better right now, for sure. It was weird, but I liked it. I like it. I might. They're not Montreal. I might consider getting it. Don't know how much I'd wear it, considering, but I'd consider putting it in my collection. That's an awesome jersey. Well, I mean, hopefully we get Paradella. Hopefully. Insigne was on the wing anyway, but Corbianu's been playing much better anyway. So that's good. Tyrese Spicer could play on the other side. We get a guy like either Dominguez plays or we get Paradella. We get a striker that isn't Brynhildsen. I think we can handle, at least get a little bit of a forward progress from that. Now, 40th minute. They do look a lot more comfortable. I guess they knew this was coming because the team, the way they played the past 2 games, they've looked a lot more comfortable. They've looked like they've had nothing to lose and everything to gain. So, of course you got to make moves in the summer, but, yeah. I said I like their new jersey. I like their new jerseys. Monterrey playing forward. And Tecatito doesn't get there. Besides, the only team I wouldn't wear a jersey for is Montreal when it comes to CONCACAF teams. Like, that's the one team I would never wear a jersey for. Every other team could be in my collection, even LAFC, which I don't even hate them that much anymore. But Montreal is the only team I would not have in my jersey collection. That's that. That's that. Any other CONCACAF team could be in my jersey collection, even Comunicaciones, even Atlas, even Seattle. Seattle's got some good ones. Even LAFC. Adidas was always better. The only thing they have going for them is the USA uses them for everything. You mean Nike? Adidas is killing it right now. Yeah. Playing forward. "42nd minute. 4 saves by Kobel. Rotlas. Well, now they have an open spot to pay him. Money. MLSE still has a lot of money. Ed Rogers does spend money. Because it really just is up to them now. It's really just up to them now. So, money. Money. TFC's not afraid of spending money when they have it. It's just when they have it. Now they have it. Do it. Money. I'm not sure, but I'm sure it's going to be a short-term one. Just hopefully it's not Kubo Torres. Remember when that happened for Atlanta when they were in the similar situation with Joseph? Kubo Torres. In 2020. That was always a bad idea. Oh, yeah. You know what? No. Oh, shit. I can't do that, can I? I might just do it as a meme. I don't care. I will put Marchand on the back of a Rotloss shirt just for the memes. I will buy, maybe whenever I do get an Outlaw shirt, I will put Marchand's name and number on the back of it just for the memes. Even though he's a Florida Panther now and still will be a Florida Panther. Just for the memes. 63 Marchand on the back. Why you do that? Well, who's the rat, right? It's Rotloss. So, it's going to be a really deep cut, but either way. I kind of saw it coming. Enjoy Marner. Especially in June. Well, May and June and April. Enjoy them then. Cross in. It's funny. Guess what? Waugh has more playoff goals than Mitch Marner. No joke. 2 more, in fact. Interesting. So we got depth scoring and got rid of a non-playoff performer. Okay. Nice. Waugh has more playoff goals. You don't know how rich MLSE is. Yeah, true. I think it might look bad at the end of it, but as long as they three-peat, I don't think they give a shit. As long as they three-peat or win 3 out of 4, they don't give a shit. Frankly, 45th minute. You know what? Maybe Florida saved us from ourselves. I guarantee you, like, those last 2 or 3 years are going to look horrible if he plays. But offside. Look. Well, good. We got some out of it. Hey, you know what? The Leafs got some out of it. Brad Treliving realized, you know what? Maybe I could get some out of this if I do that. I mean, we knew Marner was gone. We knew Vegas was one of the favorite teams for him. I mean, what'd I say as soon as we knew he was going to leave? Can't wait till he goes to Vegas. I think it was all open secret. It was going to be Vegas. How's that happen if there wasn't any tampering? So he got his extra year. We got a player who has playoff level scoring and a depth scoring piece and a strong spine of centers. Whether we put Waugh at third or Lawton at third and we just flip them, either way, you know, I think both teams won, ironically enough. 1 more minute. We knew 5.3. Yeah, Nelson Dales is a good player, but he just went to Monterrey, so... Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think Boston had a chance at all. I thought Toronto had a little bit of a chance, though. But maybe we got saved from ourselves. Yeah, but it's not like it's a shit team that a bigger team wants you. It's Monterrey. Like, true, but Monterrey to America is really a lateral move. Halftime, it's 2-0. 2-0 minuto tiempo, Dortmund, líder. It's not like he's going from, like, Juarez to America. I'd understand that. Hell, even Pachuca to Monterrey, I understand. But 2-0, 2-0. I get it, but it's going to be the Golden Knights, and I'm going to be tortured when Marner lifts the Stanley Cup. But then again, that's normal, right? Oh, Lord. Especially if it's this upcoming season. Mitch Marner lifts the Stanley Cup with the Golden Knights, his first season there, and the Leafs get eliminated again by the Panthers or some shit. Yeah, it's happening, isn't it? Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd rather it be Colorado. Now, if the Leafs still try to trade for Nazem Kadri, if they tried to trade Lawton for Kadri, like Lawton and Yarncroke for Kadri, I'd be over the moon for that. Kadri, third line center. Wolff, fourth line center. Tavares, second. Maybe you flip Kadri and Tavares. Matthews, first line. Yeah. Yeah. Still keep Wah. But if they could trade Lawton and Yarncroke for Kadri, I'd be over the damn moon. I'd be over the damn moon. Hell, if they could trade Riley, too. Shit. Riley, Kadri. Riley, Yarncroke, and Lawton for Kadri. Shit. Do it. Do it. Do it. You know what? Marner. Especially if it's Florida versus Vegas, Marner. I'm used to seeing Leafs former players lift the cup with their new team soon after they go. Kessel did it. I was happy. You know, maybe I'll deep down be happy for Marner if he finally does it. Be like, well, there's his part of the bargain. But especially over the Florida Panthers, I guess I'll be like, well, hey, Florida lost and Marner was possibly the reason why. He got his revenge. Okay, cool. I mean, the way it ended with Marner sucked. Let's just be real. I don't hate him. I hate the way how it ended. And I don't think he's a tough guy. I think he's very mentally weak. But you know what? If he wins the cup, I'll be happy for him. I'm not looking forward to the memes and the shit talk the Leafs are going to get, but it's not new. It's not new. It's happened before. So, yeah, Marner lifting the cup. Vegas blue line's better than Colorado's, but Colorado had the edge goalie, top six, and Struan probably ain't coming back. Coach is a wash. Somebody gonna die after he scores a goal for Pumas. He'll score too many goals for Pumas. There'll be just like 5 big name deaths because of him or something. Because it's Pumas. He's still got talent, so. It's kind of weird. I never expected it, to be fair. Yeah, I would agree with that. The bad part is Luis Chavez is injured. Play a similar 11 to what they played against Costa Rica. And just keep pushing. If they do that, they have a pretty good, their offense looked really good against Costa Rica. So play a similar 11 to that. And I think you will park Honduras's or break the bus that Honduras parks compared to Costa Rica. So play a similar 11 to the Costa Rica game. Similar. Can't be completely the same, but similar. See what happens there. That's my best. That's my best saying, I guess. Because Ramsey, like every time he scores, somebody big dies. Like by clockwork, like within like 12 to 18 hours. Like, I guess in theory, you're right. Every player, like you can make that joke about every player, but his goals are so rare and so immediate that it's just an obvious meme. Ramsey's the death note. With that being said, we'll take a short break at the half, talk about the stats, get this one going, sit tight, be back. One more half of the round of 16. With that being said, we'll be back. This is football, not hockey. Sit back. We'll be back. Stats at the half. Sit tight. Be back. Well, sucks that Masai Ujiri got fired. Because if he didn't, the Raptors would be getting Giannis. So, horrible timing. Maybe that's what the Milwaukee Bucks were waiting for, was Ed Rodgers got his way. With that being said, stats of the half, 35% possession to 65% possession, 4 shots to 6, 3 shots on target to 4, 144 accurate passes, 83%, 303, 90%, 7 fouls to 3, 3 corners to 3, 4 shots to 6, 3 shots on target to 4. We have 174 passes to 335. We have 83% pass accuracy to 90%. 9 throws to 8. 4 offside to 1. 1 yellow card to 0. 0 red cards to 0. 2-0 for Dortmund. 2-0 Middle Tiempo. Dortmund's been the better team. Monterrey. Really? Shit, they're already up for the second half. Well, I've somehow just... That 15 minutes felt like not 15 minutes. With that being said, Dortmund's been the better team. Monterrey's had 2 defensive meltdown mishaps, and they deserve to be down. They deserve to be down. Dortmund's been the better team tonight. By far. By far. With that being said, that's what you got to do. Second half, here we go. Dortmund, Monterrey. 2-0. Dortmund to kick off. We'll be on our way. .45th minute, we're off. Playing forward. No subs yet. Playing forward. 46th minute. 2-0 2-0 Dortmund, trying to see this game out, if not get another goal. Monterrey trying to find a way back, but it's going to be tough. 2-1 Bertarame. They get one back. Ooh. Game on. Bertarame scores. Ball crossed in. Well, the game ain't over yet. Ball gets crossed in. Headed on, and Bertarame's there. Boom. Onside. Header into the far post. A rebound of a header off the shoulder of Svensson. Monterrey heads it on to the other side. Bertarame's right there, and just boom. To the far post. Herman Bertarame, 2-1, 2-1. .48-minute. Enjoy the rest of the game. See ya. 2-1, 2-1. Monterrey gets one back. They have time to tie it up at the very least, if not win the whole damn game. Playing forward. That's definitely something you don't want to give up if you're Dortmund. Are we going to have another extra time thriller? Or will Monterrey find a way to get 3? They have the firepower. Dortmund is now worried for sure. Can't give one up that early if you're them. Monterrey struck at the right time. CONCACAF incoming. Monterrey struck at the right time. If they could strike again, they might just, the momentum's all theirs. But now you're opening up a seed of doubt in their heads. Now you're opening up a seed of doubt in their heads. The assist, Aguirre. Aguirre's header as the ball came off the shoulder of Svensson. Heads it across. Bertarame's there. Tackle by Adeyemi. Free kick. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Yep. Well, he was, though. They got Cabecita instead. Or Jonathan Rodriguez instead. Svensson, throw in. Eric Aguirre was good at Pachuca. Yep. '50th minute. I would hope the Leafs can. I think really it is the Leafs. If they get their shit correct. If this new version of the not core 4 takes another step and Wah and Robertson and Cowan and players they get replace Marner in the aggregate, and this new raising cap without having the core 4 and Nyes having that 6-year deal. I mean, the Leafs have the potential to do it. I don't see anybody else who can, especially not in the Metro. Unless it's something, maybe the Habs can, true. Maybe the Habs become that team, which, you know what, I wouldn't mind it at this point. But at this point, it's the Leafs got to get their shit together. Other than that, yeah, he is. He is, I think. Which I agree with Messi there, but I hope it's not also, I want a European schedule. Here's a cross, cleared away. Should have just shot it. 52nd minute. Here's the thing, all right? I know Jorge Mas really wants a European schedule. Miss me with that. He should shut up. It seems to me Jorge Mas is the one who's really pulling the summer schedule thing. Just get rid of the cap. I agree with Messi there, but if he's also saying, I also want a summer European schedule, get the hell out of here. Just get the hell out of here. No. Go to Europe then. Don't do your bidding. Don't do Jorge Mas's bidding, is what I'm saying. That the summer schedule is the dumbest thing MLS could ever do. Wide. That's a goal kick for Kobel. It's the dumbest thing MLS could do. At this point, probably what, 80%? I mean, it's tough for hockey. I mean, 80% is still crazy. I'd say 60, which is really good for hockey, actually. Yeah, 60%. Because the Leafs either got to step up or the Florida Panthers got to run out of gas. Possible handball? Nope, it'll be a goal kick. Monterrey thought there was a handball there. All the Mercedes logos, blimey. Where's George Russell's face? Does nothing, P3, blimey. Fair enough. But you said the East. For me, it's Leafs, Avs, Knights, and Canadiens if they take the lead. Fair enough. Blimey. Where's George Russell's face? I know it's Atlanta Stadium, but there's Mercedes logos everywhere. Blimey. Where's George Russell's face? And Kimi Antonelli's. Blimey. Blimey. Oilers? Did you say Oilers? What about the Oilers? Yep. Sometimes you got to score the chances you're given. All of them. Sabit said, coming on for Dortmund. For Jude, or Job. I'm still pissed, Job. Here's the thing. I'm still pissed that Jude and Job aren't going to play each other if Dortmund goes through. He got subbed off because he was on a yellow. I mean, you might as well let him play. It doesn't matter at this point. 54th minute, but I guess because you're considering you're only down one or up one, you kind of have to park him, which fair, I guess. Oilers assistant, Dallas new head coach. Oh, yeah. I say Winnipeg and Big Ol too, but they need to prove it. Winnipeg, no. I'm sorry, Dylan, but Winnipeg is not. Even if Winnipeg true, but either way. I mean, I think Dylan would agree. Winnipeg has absolutely no chance to challenge the Florida Panthers, even if they do win the West finally. Playing forward. It's, you know what, though, actually, if the Blues take the next step, I could see them challenging as well. Yep. Because, one, even if Dortmund wins, Job got a yellow card and he's getting suspended. So, and if Monterrey wins, it doesn't matter. Andrade's so bad. Adeyemi dumps it back, cross in, header away. Also, the Monterrey defenses. But, yeah, I don't think there's really any way possible that Winnipeg. I think the Blues have a better chance, honestly. Winnipeg's a good team. But how good will they stay? How good will Hellebuck be next year? How good can they repeat this form that made people think they were going to do more than what they normally do? We're going to find out. I think the Blues honestly have a better chance if they take the next step. Losing Foxa sucks, though. Honestly, Mailu playing for the Blues. Well, I didn't have to bring up the Blues, but am I wrong about Winnipeg, though? It's not a disrespect. It's the fact that they will not be as good as they were last year. Hell, the Leafs probably won't be as good as they were this year. They're both going to fall back. And I don't think the Winnipeg Jets style, even if they did make the Stanley Cup to play the Panthers, their style would not mesh well. Unless they, jumped them and got to a quick lead and didn't blow it, unlike the Leafs. But, interesting. Yeah. They got to get one back, but they have the time. If they get one back pretty quickly, they could win this in regular time. Let's see what happens here. Here comes Monterrey. A long ball, top of the box. Tecatito. Tecatito gets pushed off of it. Goal kick or free kick for Dortmund. Happy to see Valanciunas go to Denver. That's a good one. Yes, I am, because it helps Chelsea as well. It's not just because I hate City, but it helps Chelsea. Well, he's playing a European. Well, he was good at Porto, but with that being said, I mean, it is what it is. They should. The bad part is with the bracket they have, if they don't make it to the final, I won't crash out as bad as the Canada game, but it's coming. No. AD is washed. Kyrie has lost his damn mind, and he's washed. Clay is washed, and Cooper Flagg is a rookie. No. Maybe if LeBron goes to Dallas, because that's sort of a rumble that he may leave the Lakers to go to Dallas. I don't know how real that is. Maybe then. Oh, wait. Well, at least LeBron isn't washed. The rest of them are, though. Here comes Monterrey. Monterrey. Here's a shot. Save. That'll be a goal kick. Tecatito gets pulled down. Man, he's missing too many chances. Tecatito's been so trash. Let's see if he got pulled down. Hold on. Let me see. He gets in behind onside. He gets pushed. I think that would have been a soft penalty if they gave it, but Sula pushes him over as he's going to take a shot. Good pass from Canales, yeah. They might check it. They might check it. Seems like they're going to check it. Yeah. Goal kick. Nope. No check. 60th minute. Yep. About 5 times now. 5 times now, if not more. I will say this. This is exactly, here's the opposite, right? Al Hilal won because they finished their chances they were given by Man City. Monterrey, on the other hand, have not finished their chances that Man City or Dortmund's given them. My bad. There's a difference. That's the big difference here. I never did. Welcome back. Playing forward. Yeah, of course they are. LA Galaxy sucks anyway. And besides, if LA Galaxy's going to try harder at anything and like throw everything into it, it's going to be the Leagues Cup. It's going to be that. Because let me tell you something. The Campeones Cup, there's nothing, as of now, there is nothing for winning it but winning a Molero trophy. There is nothing for winning it except winning a Molero trophy. They're not going to go all in for that. Now, what I can see is maybe LA Galaxy goes all in for the Leagues Cup. Like they put everything into that because their MLS season is dead. Win every game, you'll still miss the playoff level dead. It would take a damn miracle plus them winning every game just to make the playoffs. So they probably do a Miami and put everything into Leagues Cup. Campeones Cup, maybe because their season is so bad, winning it is plus a Leagues Cup probably is the way to make people at least a little bit happier, you know? So maybe you're right. Maybe they're so bad that they have to put everything into it, even if it is a Molero that doesn't win you anything. But they will put everything into Leagues Cup, which then again, Campeones Cup is after. But they'll put everything into Leagues Cup. I guarantee you that. It doesn't mean anything, but I don't think it will do much. But they will put everything into it. They will. Throw in. They will put everything into that. That is a hot take. I think Vegas will get their own franchise. whether that's moving the lights up or the lights get screwed in San Diego, I think Las Vegas gets their own franchise. They're not going to leave Miami just so Vegas gets a franchise. They will put a expansion team in Vegas. You'll have both. Exactly. Well, Dax, did he play for them? Well, okay, maybe he knows. Well, I think anybody, here's the thing about that. Anybody could see that that's what the Galaxy's going for at this point. You have Stevie Wonder could see it. Stevie Wonder could see it. Shot Tecatito over the bar. Stevie Wonder could see the Galaxy's going for Leagues Cup and just forgetting everything else, except maybe the Campeones Cup. Either way, even Stevie Wonder could see it. It's the most obvious thing possible. No. Monterrey has more passes completed than Dortmund. I didn't say they were going to win Leagues Cup. I said they would put everything into it. There's two different lines there. Just because you put everything into it doesn't mean you're going to win it. Putting everything into it means you're doing everything you can to win it, especially now that there is MLS games being played during that run. That during MLS play, you'll have like weekend MLS play and weekday, midweek. Going forward, here's Berterame, goal! Offside! Wait, offside! Berterame was offside! No. Liga MX. Berterame, I don't know, man. Well, he was offside as the ball was played. Yeah, for sure. But maybe that extra pass was a bad idea. I don't see how this comes back. But Monterrey, offside. Monterrey is freaking, you mean Dortmund's lucky. Happy Canada Day. Happy Canada Day. Austin. Well, it's got to be. Like, this is no disrespect to the city of Austin, but Precourt's still a bastard. Austin. And their team isn't that good either. Let's see, who else? I would say Foxborough. Robert Kraft is using the Revs as a rounding error. That man does not care. Now, Jonathan kind of does, but Jonathan is well, I don't like Jonathan Kraft. I don't. I think he's a punk. I think he's soft. I think he doesn't want to win. He just wants to make money. He's a Nepo baby. Jonathan Kraft is a Nepo baby. A Nepo baby. If the Patriots winning, it ain't because of Jonathan. Robert's going to build the foundation before he either croaks or retires, and Mike Vrabel's going to finish the damn job to make the Patriots win again if they do. Jonathan will have nothing to do with it. And the damn checks. I hope the Patriots at least, get to the AFC title game again before Robert Kraft dies? Because if they don't, they're screwed. Cross in. If they don't, they're screwed. Jonathan could probably push forward a team that makes the AFC title game to a Super Bowl because he signs the checks. And Mike Vrabel will know where to put the finishing touches. Let me tell you, if Robert Kraft does not see the Patriots get back to the AFC title game before he dies, the Patriots will never be a Super Bowl champion again. I'm saying it now. So, that's just my opinion, though. Kroenke might sell the Rams. Well, they better come back to St. Louis then. Some to somebody from St. Louis. Cross in. Ramos, header. Bertarame, header, gets cleared, 68th minute. Really? He moved the Rams just to sell them. Wow. Wow, Kroenke. Bastard. Wow. Wow. Jonathan David to Juve confirmed. Offside by a mile. It was. The Dodgers owner wants to buy them. Okay, so they're never leaving LA. Shit. Damn. Damn it, damn it, damn it. I don't know if St. Louis wants an NFL team anymore, though. Let's be honest. I think they're happy with the Battlehawks. Throw in for Monterrey, 69th minute. Nope. They didn't Eustachio him. The U.S. didn't Eustachio him. They didn't put him on the squad, no. I don't think you could put somebody on from your backup squad either. They didn't Eustachio him, no. Or McKenny, for that matter. They still call themselves that, but I don't think so. I see more people trolling the Cowboys than liking the Cowboys. Honestly, the only reason they are America's team is because the Pittsburgh Steelers are the Pittsburgh Steelers. As they said, they asked the chief, we want you to be called America's team on the highlight pack. They said, we are not America's team. We are the Pittsburgh Steelers. Honestly, Pittsburgh Steelers, ironically enough, the Pittsburgh Steelers are way more of America's team than the Cowboys. Like, Pittsburgh's got fans everywhere. Hell, I mean, I'd say they're my second favorite. Well, it's fun to bandwagon them. Let's put it like that, right? Let's put it like that. I do bandwagon them. At this point, they probably are my second favorite team. I never had a problem with them in the first place, though. I always had a soft spot for them anyway, but, things played out to the point where I just bandwagoned them. Either way, Julian Brandon's coming on for Dortmund, 2-1 Dortmund, and Couto coming on as well. Honestly, I know. I'm just saying. What if Kroenke sold it to a person from St. Louis and then LA got screwed again? He wouldn't do that, though. Adeyemi on and Felix off. Move the Chargers to St. Louis. I'd rather the Battlehawks just become an NFL team. That is just sacrilegious. That is sacrilegious. Move the Cardinals back. Or just let the Battlehawks be an NFL franchise. Just do that. That's sacrilegious. Changes were needed for sure. '71st minute. He might have. That's what happens when you get old. The Blue Jays are second in the AL East after 85 games. We're going to win the World Series. I have no idea. I don't even think he's coaching. Hold on. Let me look up. He is coaching nowhere. Nowhere. Wolfsburg is possible. Wolfsburg is possible. Possibly going to Wolfsburg. I think they were better with him. But let's remember, Kovac is a new coach. Sahin was horrible. Sahin was horrible. Like, he was horrible. Kovac, he's pretty good. Now, Kovac is definitely not the most beautiful football, but, I mean, we knew that already. Surprised no one's going after him. Well, Wolfsburg is possible. I just read that. Possibly Wolfsburg. He's a great manager. I agree. I think he got rolled. I think he got thrown under the bus, which is crazy because that game between Dortmund and Real Madrid at the Champions League final, that wasn't a bad game. Like, yeah, Real Madrid won, but Dortmund had a chance. Like, I don't understand why they did that. But then to hire Sahin, what? 74th minute. I mean, a real club. Well, Wolfsburg is a Bundesliga club. It's a real club. Hey, maybe if Eddie Howe walks away, Terzic to Newcastle. I'm not saying Eddie Howe's going to walk away, but who's to say? Put your money where your mouth is, would you? Say you had to replace Eddie Howe because he got sacked or he just walked away. Would you take Terzic at Newcastle? Put your money where your mouth is. Would you? 75th minute. Well, there you go. Oh, cleared. Blocked away. Be cleared by Monterrey. Almost. Again, Girashi. He's like the only Dortmund player who's actually... Well, what about Ange, though? Okay. Now you got me wondering. Would you take Ange to replace Eddie Howe, Ange Postecoglou? Or is he just another one of those EPL regens? They would probably be winning by more. Well, I don't think they should be. Well, let's stop fighting. Ceasefire. Ceasefire. Hold on. Ceasefire. Monterrey should make subs. Yeah, they still have 5. Okay, so Terzic over Ange. Okay, that answers my question. Ceasefire. Ceasefire. It's open at the back. George Russell does nothing wrong, gets kicked out of Merck. 77th minute. Blimey. They've been fighting for so long. Honestly, probably Caitlin Clark. They've been fighting for so long, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, fair, but... I mean, Dyson Moyes for Newcastle seems like totally just a Mike Ashley. a Mike Ashley, what's the word, appointment. Like, that's just, Thomas Frank's a great hire for Tottenham. Well, yeah, I saw that. Interesting. 78th minute. Dude, you're right. This started over a year ago. Yeah, that's true. Cross in. That actually works so much more than I thought. Yeah, you're right. Shot, Coble, save. Yeah, the problem is, here's the problem with the NCAA, at least on the men's side. They have women's football, women's college soccer completely. There's an SEC side of that. Now, Title IX is the reason why that is. But the SEC does not have a men's football conference because of Title IX, because they'd rather have freaking horse racing or equestrian or some shit. Now, I'd rather have football. Like, I know there's the ag schools, I get it, but I'd rather have Mississippi State having a men's football and a women's football team. Come on now. I'd actually watch it. Maybe I would know who's in the Super Draft. Maybe I would be Mel Kiper when it comes to Super Draft. Mississippi State just had a men's team. Because I would actually have to pay attention. See, I know the baseball prospects because I watch State play baseball. Same with the basketball. I know the prospects because I watch college basketball because of State. I have to pay some attention. State doesn't have a men's soccer team. The thing I actually cover, where I should probably be Mel Kiper for the Super Draft, they don't have a team. Hell, play in the American. Hell, play in the American. Do something. That's just it is what it is. And their women's team is good, though. State's women's team is one of the best in the country. It's amazing. They haven't won anything yet, but that's par for the course. That's par for the course. Like, they're good, but they're not that good yet. It's par for the course. On both sides. Par for the course. With that being said, like, they should do more men's football. I mean, that helps grow the game as well. The SEC not having a men's conference in football is the dumbest thing I ever seen. Just because, well, one, I want State to have an actual competing team. Second of all, it grows the game. The SEC is the biggest conference in the country. The most meaningful conference in the country. Nothing compares to the SEC in any sport. It just means more, and they don't have a men's football league. For them to be soccer, they don't. I mean, they have gridiron, but they don't have this, right? They don't have, right. They have the women's, but they don't have the men's. The SEC is the biggest conference. To grow the game in this country, you would think the SEC would be like, you know what? It would help grow the game if we had the men's conference, a men's league. That would be amazing. It just means more, right? The SEC is the biggest conference in everything. It's different leagues. It's different leagues. The SEC is better than anybody at anything. Basketball, football, baseball, anything. It's the SEC. It's always the SEC. It's always been the SEC. It will always be the SEC. Big Ten, my ass. Big Ten, my ass. All right? Big Ten, my ass. 82nd minute. You don't watch baseball, do you? Let me see here. Let me see here. Basketball, men's basketball, Florida, SEC. Baseball, LSU, SEC. Hell, actually, it's ironic that Big Ten won the football tournament. The college football playoff, 2-1. Who's the Rattles of baseball? Likes to pay a lot of money, barely win anything. Dodgers. They're starting to get there. Dodgers. But, well, I wouldn't say barely win anything, but they're not, they're not the Yankees. Yankees are America. Dodgers. Rattles or Dodgers. Yeah, we'll go with that. Dodgers. Yeah, exactly. It's funny. The last two national football champs were the Big Ten. But the last baseball champions were SEC and SEC. Basketball. Was it? No, Purdue. It was Purdue. Big Ten. But one of them was the SEC, funnily enough. Oh, and the women's basketball, SEC. Probably because of Dawn Staley. But Embriz De La Rosa and Ocampos on. Oh, it's thundering in Atlanta. Well, good job. It's a dome. Foul for Brent. Big Ten outside of Michigan, Ohio State can't even show up when it matters. Hey, but at least Penn State won a couple of playoff games, right? At least Penn State won a couple of playoff games, right? Right? So, hey, Penn State finally won a couple of playoff games. James Franklin still can't win the big game, though. Well, he could win everything up to the semifinal, but he can't win anything else. James Franklin still can't win a big game. That being a conference title game, a semifinal, or the conference or the national final. Notre Dame beat Penn State. Hang your head in shame. Hang your head in shame. You still can't win a big game. No. That being a conference title game, a college football semifinal, or the national championship, you still can't win a big game. And frankly, 84th minute. Canales. Cross in. Another corner. Well, we knew that. It's about the sports. We're not talking about academics. We're talking about sports. We're talking about sports. We're not talking about... By the way, though, Mississippi State's academic progress rate's one of the best in the nation. So, header. So, actually, Mississippi State is a very smart school. They're a very good academic school. You wouldn't think that. It did save their bowl streak for a couple of years there. It really did. It really did, the APR, so I always tout that. Either way, Mississippi State's academics are very good. So, I don't know. Well, Alabama's academics suck. That's true. Ole Miss, well, they have good academics because they'll tell you. The Mississippi schools actually have really good academics, which is weird, especially for state because it's the Aggie school. But, you know, Ole Miss, oh, they'll tell you. They think they're the Harvard of the South. You know, they'll tell you. They'll tell you. I believe them. They wouldn't be talking about it if they were telling that they were lying. But State's APR, academic progress rate, is amazing. It saved their bowl streak for a couple of years there. So, having a good one. So, I'll always tout that. Their academics are very good at Mississippi State. I know Alabama suck, though, which that's probably what you're talking about. But State and Ole Miss's academics are good. Oh, goes down. That's a foul the other way. 86th minute. So, 2-1. Yeah. Yep. The Germans are scared. Yeah, I agree with that. Mississippi State has a national title in baseball, so they should have more than one. They made baseball cool. College baseball is a meaningful sport because Mississippi State. If 1985 never happened with Rafael Palmeiro and Will Clark and Ron Polk, nobody would care. State made baseball meaningful in college. People care about Omaha because of Mississippi State. Thunder and Lightning. They should have way more national titles than they do. We should have won in 85. We should have won 18, and we should have won 19. At least we got 21. 13, no, we got owned by UCLA. That was in the final series. We got owned by UCLA. I'm not even going to say we deserve 13. We deserve to be runners-up that year. That UCLA team was a wagon. That UCLA team was a wagon. So, Monterrey is better. I agree so far. He's washed. 88th minute. Okay, but still though, State made it popular. Like Omaha's a thing because of State. Maybe a cult popular, but it's because of State. If 85 never happened, nobody be talking about Omaha like they do. The amount that people actually do. So thank us that we only have one national title to show for it. That's of course, right? Of course, we only have one to show for it. Why wouldn't we? Oh, Lord. It was amazing when it happened, though. It was amazing when it happened, though. And it was like against Vandy. It was against Vandy. That felt better. Vandy thinks. Fuck Vandy. I can't stand them. At least in baseball, especially. You know, it's sad that I'm happy about Vandy having a good football program when I hate their basketball or their baseball program. Their baseball, they're annoying. They're so annoying, man. They're so, I can't do it. I can't take it. So shutting them up was amazing. Like, that was amazing. Like, winning the national title against Vandy of all teams, you know, that was awesome. That was awesome. That 21 State team was a team of destiny. They deserved to win that title. But against Vandy of all teams, I mean, 18 hurt like hell. 18 hurt like hell. 19, the bats went cold, but if they didn't. 20, of course, COVID. 21 was a team of destiny. Man, I loved seeing Vandy go down. Gunner was State, drafted by the Jays. I know we have Cal Steven. I know the Jays have Cal Steven, who was from State, who's doing well in the minors. I feel like, didn't we? We may have. Gunnar Hogland as well. Cal Steven. Corey Holcomb got picked by the Toronto Blue Jays in 2024. Played for State in 2023. Sophomore. 277th pick, Corey Holcomb. Cal Steven. It's Cal Steven. Nate Daum. He's for the Mets now. Hold on. He was picked by the Mets, yeah. But Cal Steven. I think Gunnar Hogland was the Ole Miss. He was Ole Miss. 5 minutes of stoppage time, 2-1. Cal Steven was State. And they've been the better team. I actually feel bad for Monterrey for once. Same here. Wide for Ramos. Yeah, I would agree with that. If he didn't score those goals, you'd be losing. I think, yeah, Gunnar Hogland was Ole Miss. You're getting him. He was Ole Miss. Cal Steven was State. Cal Steven was State. He was State. Hogland was Ole Miss. As well as Corey Holcomb, State. Hogland was Ole Miss. I'll let you, you're good, but don't compare. It's like Notts County and Nottingham Forest. Don't get State and Ole Miss mixed up. You don't want to do that. Let me tell you, if you're in Mississippi, don't get them mixed up. It's like Forest and Notts County. You don't want to get them mixed up. Don't do that. Don't do that. 3 minutes to go. Yeah, that's why it was so good to beat them. No, it won't be bigger than the UCL final. It'd be cool, but it won't be bigger. But he might get it. 3 Halfway through stoppage time, 2.5 minutes to go. Wait, is it true? Well, seems to me that Max Verstappen is actually going to Mercedes. How is that not a foul? I'm not sure. 3 minutes in, 2-1. Girassi gets a yellow card. Two to 1. 3 minutes. Headed on. Ambrice. Cross in. Deosa. Holds himself up. 1 minute, 20 seconds to go. Ball crossed in. Nope. Got to go to Ramos. 5 hours ago, breaking Mercedes concrete negotiations with Max Verstappen, Dutchman ready to free himself for next season. That's as far as we've seen. But that's, yeah, he's going to Mercedes. Well, I don't like him anyway, so 1 minute to go. There's concrete negotiations, which trying to free himself to go to Mercedes. Sky Sport F1 Italia said it. 5 hours ago. 30 seconds to go. You know what? Don't even like him anyway. So going to Mercedes works for me. You also won't be happy. Helmet won't be happy either. I'm ready to see Red Bull's downfall. They're going to suck so bad without him. It's going to be so beautiful. That's what happens when you screw over Daniel Ricciardo. Karma. 5 minutes. And it's full time. Dortmund holds on by the skin of their teeth. 2-1, 2-1. They held on the whole second half. Monterrey's mistakes undo them, and they're eliminated from the tournament. You hate to see it. 2-1, 2-1, Dortmund. Monterrey's mistakes ruin them. Dortmund advances by the heroics of Zeroh, Girassi, and Monterrey's mistakes. Dortmund survives the Monterrey onslaught after the early goal of the second half. They tried, but they just couldn't get it done. Man, I feel sorry for Rayados. I do. They deserve better than this. They really do. Good fight for Monterrey. A dangerous one. Good game for Monterrey. Yeah, the ref was shitty, though. I'll agree with that. I mean, Dortmund almost blew it, though. Let's be real. They almost blew it. With that being said, well, that is Ramos versus old team was better. Well, you mean Sunday? I'm okay. But they didn't, thankfully. Okay. The game changed when the subs came on. Hell, it changed at the half. The game changed at the half. We're being real. Dortmund survived for 45 minutes. With that being said, there you go. Congratulations, Felicidades Dortmund. Commiserations, Monterrey. Dortmund advances, and they're the final team into the quarterfinals. With that being said, I will see you within the hour for the review of this match. Of course, tomorrow we'll have the round of 16 recap quarterfinal predictions for the Club World Cup. Speaking of predictions, then we'll have the 2 Gold Cup semifinals, 2 lives, 1 review. Of course, we'll be live for the USA-Guatemala game and the Mexico-Honduras game. The Mexico-Honduras game will have the review. Thursday, we'll have the Gold Cup semifinal recap and the TFC versus NYCFC game, live and review. Friday, we will be live for 2 of the quarterfinals. We'll have the Fluminense Al Hilal semifinal or quarterfinal live. Chelsea versus Palmeiras live RSR. Saturday, we'll have the other 2. And then we'll have the Gold Cup final prediction. Sunday, we'll be live for the Gold Cup final and reviewing it. Monday, we'll have the quarterfinal recap, semifinal predictions for the Club World Cup. Tuesday, off. Wait, no. Tuesday, we have, my bad. No. Tuesday, will be live for the semifinal, the first semifinal, live review. Wednesday, second semifinal, live review. And then the Forge, Montreal, second leg, live review. So 2 lives, 2 reviews next Wednesday. So not tomorrow, but the Wednesday after. And then Thursday, we're off. I might go see the F1 movie. Oh, by the way, speaking of F1, I might be live for the British Grand Prix on Sunday. We'll see what I do. I'll probably do it. But either way, with that being said, I'll see you later. I'm running. I'm out. Peace. See you.